All right, it is 6:30, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Good evening. I'm Karen Woodworth, Library Ambassador for the Parchment Community Library, and I'm so pleased to welcome you here tonight. I'd also like to introduce our Library Director, Jenny Willard, right in the middle, closing the glass doors. And so that is one of my announcements. The glass doors will be closed during this because of the extra noise when the restrooms are in use from the doors opening and closing. So if you need the restrooms or drinking fountain, please use the door by the refreshment table over there. And we will enjoy refreshments together once the forum has concluded. Well, as you know, this is a forum for candidates for the Parchment City Commission. There are 7 candidates for 4 positions. Candidate Tammy Cooper is unable to attend this evening. I respectfully ask that you please hold all applause until the forum is finished. This will give us more time for questions to be answered, and then at the end we can give all candidates a rousing round of applause. We have 3 questions tonight, and candidates will have 2 minutes each for their answers. They will each have 1 minute at the end for a closing statement. They will be answering the questions in a random order determined by numbers they drew when they arrived this evening. Our timekeepers tonight are members of the League of Women Voters of the Kalamazoo area, and we are grateful to them for their partnership in this event. The timekeepers are sitting in the front row in the middle. They'll signal the candidates to let them know how their time is progressing and when they need to stop. We ask that the candidates pay attention to the time and stop when their turn is done. Otherwise, you'll see me stand up and have to ask them to stop. The forum questions are designed to be broad and open-ended. We understand that they may not address all the information that you want to know. Therefore, we've included a reception after the closing statements to give you a chance to talk to the candidates one-on-one about any specific questions you may have. We hope that you'll stay and mingle and enjoy the refreshments. Public Media Network is recording the forum tonight. We're grateful to them for their partnership in our event. We'll put a link on our website to the video as soon as they have it available online. At this point, I invite Aideen Clements from the League of Women Voters of the Kalamazoo area to say a few words about the League.
Thank you very much, Karen, for inviting us here. The League of Women Voters, as most of you know, is non-partisan, and I would like to mention that in the library and in most libraries around you will find our voter guide, which has information on candidates throughout the county and on ballot proposals. And we also run, we are running a forum for Portage on this Wednesday. And the contents of our voter guide is also online on a website called vote411.org. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And now let's get started with question 1. Question 1 is an introductory question, and here's the wording. Please introduce yourself with a brief biography and tell us the primary reason you are running for office. How long have you lived here, and what specific skills and strengths will you bring to the role of commissioner? If you are elected, what do you want to achieve during your term? The order in which the candidates will answer will be Genevieve Gibson, Kristen Capelli, Rob Britigan, Mike Connor, Nina Mihalek, and Elizabeth Seegar. Genevieve.
Hi, my name is Genevieve Gibson. I'm 18 years old and I graduated from Parchment High School in 2025. I work at the fountains. I do multiple things there, serve, dishwash. I do a lot of food ordering, a lot of behind the scenes work. I've lived in Parchment my whole life, and I've also attended the Parchment school system for my whole life. I'm here to give the younger generation a voice and to promote community health and longevity. My history includes volunteer work with Outfront Kalamazoo in their youth advisory initiative, where I helped make presentations and worked with my fellow youth to make informative presentations about queer community and queer youth. And I've also worked with the Kalamazoo Community Foundation with their youth advisory program, making grants to small businesses around the county. I believe that I bring a youth leadership position to the community. And yeah, thank you.
Excuse me. Hi, my name's Kristen Capelli. I'd like to introduce myself. I am a long-term resident here in Parchment. I have owned my home for 24 years. I'm currently a stay-at-home mom with a 13-year-old son, and this year we have chosen to homeschool him. I'm a licensed cosmetologist by trade. I have almost 30 years in the industry. I also have an extensive history in ophthalmology where I worked for 14 years as an ophthalmic technician. I enjoy working with the public, and this history allows me to not be afraid to talk to people and to ask questions that most are afraid to ask. I made the decision to run for city commission after watching our little city withstand some major economic changes within the last 2 decades. With the understanding that these changes are taking place, which greatly impacted our approximately 1,900 residents. That came with some pivots along the way, which I watched them navigate, and then came our water issue. But we have held our own, and they have figured out ways to pivot. I believe the next 5 years we have more challenges that could be on the horizon, and I would like to see those continue to be positive ones. If elected, I would like to help push forward ideas to bring economic growth, and to alleviate some of the burden from the residents and business owners. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Rob Britigan, and I'd like to, first of all, thank the Parchment Community Library and the League of Women Voters for hosting tonight, and also to Public Media Network for filming this evening's forum. I'm running for City Commission because I care about the City of Parchment, and I want to protect what we all love about our city. My wife, Claudia, wave her hand, and I have been residents of the City of Parchment for over 39 years, where we raised both of our children, each of them matriculated through the Parchment school system. I have a Bachelor of Arts degree from DePaul University in Greencastle, Indiana. I hold a Certified Property Manager designation from the Institute of Real Estate Management in Chicago, Illinois, and I hold a State of Michigan Real Estate Broker's license. I bring to the Commission experience and institutional knowledge, having served the past 20 years on the City Commission, the most recent 8 years as mayor. I bring business acumen and professionalism with over 39 years in the professional real estate management industry, where I currently serve as the president of Midlink Business Park. I also bring leadership. In addition to my leadership here with the city and with my professional life, I have served in various roles on public and private boards, committees, and community organizations. If reelected, I would like to continue with the initiatives and move them forward that we've started, and to finish what we have started. And that would be redevelopment efforts with the mill property, it would be ordinance enforcement, and infrastructure enhancements. So thank you.
Good evening. My name is Mike Connor. I'm running for City Commission for the second term. I'm a retired Air Force veteran, 37 years, and I've lived in this town for 80. I grew up here. I think for all the time I was on military duty, I was gone, but other than that, in fact, I've lived almost in the same house. I lived right next door to the house where I grew up. The reason I'm running for commission again is the fact that there's much more to do here to move on, as the mayor put it, the mill property, but we have a lot of other things that we need to do with the city right now. Street lighting, ordinance enforcement, and some of the other stuff, and I'm willing to go forward with that. I think we need experience, and that experience is after I had a half term where I was appointed, and then I full term. So when you're looking for experience, I hope you look at my name. Thank you.
My name is Nina Mihalek. I've lived in Parchment for 37 years. I'm running for commissioner because I want to make sure our community's voice is heard. I'm honest and focused on keeping growth responsible and making good use of our tax dollars and strengthening our community. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth. I've lived in Parchment since 2000. I moved here as a newlywed and a new mom. I fell in love with our small city, and the mill was still in operation. And back then, we had a snow plow for the sidewalks, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I don't know if you guys remember that, but it was really neat. Now, 25 years later, a couple streets over, and a few kids who have flown the nest. I started paying attention to our local government and going to commission meetings and longing for what we used to have. I mean, we had a lot of opportunities back then. And I saw an opening and thought maybe I could try and help.
Thank you, candidates. Question number 2. What is the most critical issue facing Parchment, and what should be done to address it? The order in which the candidates will answer this question is Elizabeth Seegar, Rob Britigan, Kristen Capelli, Nina Mihalek, Genevieve Gibson, and Mike Connor. Elizabeth.
For me, our most critical issue in our city is the lack of funds. I mean, we really don't have a whole lot to do a lot with. We need more businesses to have the ability to increase things like street lighting. Lighting is a simple way to promote safety and deter crime. Side note, join Paper City Neighborhood Watch and turn on your porch lights to light the night. Along with encouraging new businesses, we need to find ways to help our existing businesses by investing in infrastructure and fostering networking opportunities for our owners to work together.
I think the most critical issue facing Parchment is revenue, and Elizabeth mentioned that. I think we've been very fiscally responsible. We do maintain a fund balance, but state revenue sharing is very limited. And to fund our initiatives, to provide essential services, to fund some of the things that we remember, shoveling having a tractor plow the sidewalks, and to enhance our quality of life going forward, we need to expand our tax base. And the only way we can do that is with economic development. And we can accomplish this by utilizing economic development incentives, leveraging the US 131 business loop, which is under construction and will be finished here in a couple of months, and also reestablishing our downtown development authority to attract and retain sustainable businesses to our community. Thank you.
Well, I'd like to say that I think Parchment has a couple of critical issues it's facing. One of it would be police presence and continuity. We as taxpayers are paying a considerable amount of money for our current contract. With that being said, I believe that we deserve more transparency, presence, and designated and consistent scheduled patrols. Accountability for the contracted hours for service. Myself, along with other citizens and fellow candidates, have reinstated the neighborhood watch the last few months. This after we experienced some unsettling instances in our own neck of the woods, in which we meet twice a month, trying to accommodate as many folks as possible. We discuss current block issues, encouraging community and involvement. Our Light the Night campaign, again, to help illuminate your blocks and promote more safety. We also have a safety survey out currently where we are collecting data. That data is to help us with efforts to show that the citizens want more visibility. We, as the Neighborhood Watch, intend to meet with the Kalamazoo Township Police Department prior to contract negotiations to express our intent to have more community involvement, better transparent communication between the township, the commission, and most importantly, the citizens of Parchment. More detailed monthly reports, total hours of clock patrols, and just to name a couple. Thank you.
I think our biggest issue is protecting both our safety and our future. Safe redevelopment of the mill site, opportunity and smart growth to keep Parchment a great place, developing something bigger, bringing in more revenue, revitalizing downtown, and adaptively reusing vacant properties and productive community assets. Thank you.
As my fellow candidates have said before, revenue is one of our bigger issues facing the city. I think that it would be the best to bring in new businesses and promote the current businesses, which would also create jobs, and generate more revenue for the community, which we would spend wisely to use resources wisely, and try to remove financial burden of taxpayers.
There's a lot of things that are important with the city of Parchment. One of them is a mill redevelopment. But I think one of the other things we need to look at too is transparency. We also need to look at the fact that every citizen in this community needs to be heard. And because the community is yours, the money you spend on taxes is yours. So I guess my feeling would be transparency is a big one. Mill development is a huge one. Hopefully we can get something done there. And as been mentioned earlier, we need more full-time police force out here, not just part-time. So hopefully we can get things done. It's going to be a good 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you, candidates. Question number 3. What would you like to see accomplished in Parchment in 5 years, and how would you help to make that happen? The order for the answers are Rob Britigan, Genevieve Gibson, Nina Mihalek, Mike Connor, Elizabeth Seegar, and Kristen Capelli.
Okay, so over the next 5 years, my vision would be an expanded tax base, reduced property taxes, and a growing population. Folks, we are losing population, not by choice necessarily, but we are losing a little bit of population. With your vote, this can be accomplished by working together on my priorities as follows. Economic development, to expand the tax base by redeveloping the mill property to attract and retain sustainable businesses, as we've talked about before. Infrastructure, to make sure that our roads, sanitary sewer, storm sewer, and streetlights are properly maintained. And quality of life, to keep our community safe, to enforce ordinances, and to enhance our public spaces, such as Kindleberger Park, the Riverfront Park area, and our downtown. Thank you.
A couple things that I'd like to see done in the next 5 years is to bring businesses back into Parchment, and to repair roads and sidewalks. I'd like to bring back Parchment's charm with population, empathy, compassion, and safety most importantly, and to bring back a more community-oriented mind.
I'd like to accomplish safe redevelopment of the mill site and to bring downtown back to life. I'd like to make that happen by pushing for transparent planning, smart budgeting, and real community input, so residents' voices guide every step of our future. Thank you.
Well, vision that I have is I'd like to see, first of all, more people at the city commission meetings, so we can hear your voices and see what you really want. Transparency, as I mentioned once before, and the streets, we need more adequate street lighting in a few places within the city that needs to be addressed also. I think reducing the property taxes would be a heck of a good idea, but I'm not yet sure how to do it or how it could be done. So we're gonna leave that up to you. Thank you.
In 5 years' time, I would like to see new businesses possibly going into the mill site, so that we could build that area up and not have so many of the unhoused living there, or young children going in as a dare. I'd love to see maybe a new restaurant that with a different kind of cuisine, or some more event spaces, or things like that. That would be exciting. Also, I'd like to see more attention to the city ordinances. We have well-written ordinances on the books already. We just need to have them be respectfully enforced, keeping our city's standard of living where it has been for all these years.
Well, I'd like to see Parchment make some major economic strides in the next 5 years. I intend to encourage my fellow board members to be innovative and consider rebranding our little city. We have some exciting things on the horizon with the curling club building a facility here, and I think we should entertain and research what it would entail to build more ice arenas in the area. On the mill site, we can accommodate almost an emergent need for local hockey community that will be facing very soon with the loss of multiple sheets of ice. Practice time, game times will become almost obsolete with a considerable travel times for all of those clubs, adult and children alike. These could be constant sources of revenue and provide jobs, not to mention other businesses from sports apparel, restaurants, and maybe even a small hotel. Find a need, fill the need. This could provide many decades of revenue for our city. Let's be honest, we know those grounds are contaminated. So let's just cover them in concrete and parking lots and ice and create ice arenas for this little city and rebrand it after the new little hockey city. Thank you.
Thank you, candidates. And we have come to our closing statements already. Each candidate will have 1 minute for a closing statement, and the order for the closing statements will be Kristen Capelli, Nina Mihalek, Elizabeth Seegar, Mike Connor, Genevieve Gibson, and Rob Britigan.
Well, I just want to thank everyone for coming out tonight and showing up and making your presence here. Remember to get out and vote, encourage your neighbors to vote, and feel free to join us at our neighborhood watch meetings. We'll have one this coming Saturday and one next Wednesday, and those are held here at the library. We look forward to meeting you, and we would really appreciate it if you would join us. Thank you.
Parchment has a lot of challenges, but a lot of great potential, and I'm looking forward to working with everybody to make that happen. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone, for coming out and listening to us. In closing, I'd like to say that I'm excited to try and help our little town and see what new things that we can bring to us.
I'd like to say thank you for everyone coming out. I'd also like to encourage you to go to your city commissioner meetings and go vote.
Is this the closing then? Okay. Well, in closing, I will say this one thing about it is, first place is thank you all for coming tonight. Secondly, we have a vibrant city. We need to continue to make it more vibrant. Mill property is a big issue, but infrastructure is very, very important. And I will say this one thing, every person within this city is important, not only from the tax base structure, because you are here. And we do appreciate you being here, and we will try to make it better. Thank you.
Again, I'd like to thank the community library, Jenny and her staff, and Kathy or Karen, excuse me, geez, sorry about that. Karen for putting this on, League of Women Voters and Public Media Network. Folks, together we've navigated a PFAS water crisis, rescission of the mill property, and a COVID pandemic. We've cultivated relationships with federal, state, and local officials and agencies. We've collaborated with surrounding communities to find solutions to issues of the day. But we have lots of unfinished business. And with your vote, we can get it done. I'm asking you for your vote on November 4th because my experience, institutional knowledge, and proven leadership will help our City Commission get things done. Thank you.
All right, yes. Well, thank you. We've come to the end of the forum. I have to say that was actually the shortest forum we've ever had because the candidates were so concise in their answers. So we have lots of time here. In fact, let's give them all another round of applause. All right. I also want to say thank you to the League of Women Voters of the Kalamazoo area and Public Media Network for their assistance with tonight's forum. So let's give them a round of applause too, please. So please do stay and chat with our candidates individually while enjoying refreshments. We have 3 kinds of cookies tonight: chocolate chip, regular chocolate chip, and M&M and chocolate chip. We also, if you don't want the sweet things, we also have some crackers with salami, pepperoni, and 2 different kinds of cheeses. To drink, we have regular lemonade, pink lemonade, and water. If you need to know about any of the ingredients, we did keep the labels in the kitchen, so just let me know. Now, again, I want to remind you to pick up voters' guides from the table in the hallway. We also have some up on our table in the lobby upstairs. Thank you so much for attending tonight, and be sure to vote on Tuesday, November 4th.